jump rings using this. So let's make sure you can see this. Looking good. Okay guys, welcome back to Roberts & Co. Welcome back to London, another live jewellery making session tonight. Following on from yesterday's live stream, I'm in the process of making some T-bar. These will be pendants for necklaces, but it's the same process whether we're making them for whatever the T-bars happen to be for. It's the same process, just the size varies. So yesterday we cut these bars, which will be the bar part of what will ultimately be something looking like that, but just longer. But running low on the jump rings component, so we need to make some sterling silver jump rings, and that's what this is for, the Durston. That's the wire we're using, it's 1.5mm wire. The Durston, I think this is just the basic model jump ring former. So we want a 3mm inside diameter, and that'll give us about 6mm outside diameter because we're using 1.5mm wire. So let's get the YouTube copyright free music going. We'll make a coil of jump rings and then I'll begin cutting them, but I'm not going to cut them all in this live stream because it takes quite a while to cut jump rings without the drill attachment. We're going to do it with a saw blade. There is an advantage to the saw blade. There's a disadvantage of using a saw frame is speed. It takes longer than using cutting discs. However, you can very finely adjust the size of the jump rings by using different size, sort of different thicknesses of saw blade. And I'm not sure what thicknesses the cutting discs come in, or how effective the different cutting disc thicknesses are that you can stick in the cutting jigs. The old school way of doing this before we got this, which is still a good way of doing it, but you need a bench vise, is to get an old school hand operated drill, stick the drill, which is effectively all this is, but the orientation of the handle on the hand drills is slightly different. So you need a vise because you need one hand to guide the wire on the mandrel, and the other one to turn the handle of the drill. So you need a hand drill that can be clamped in the vise, and you need a bench vise. I'm just going to bend up the end of this so that it will catch in the jaws of this. It should do. It's got basically a little hook on the end to hook into the. There's no real sort of proper fitting as such. You just sort of bodging it into the jaws. Then I'm sort of pulling the wire backwards towards the chuck to get nice, tight, evenly sized rings, but you don't want to. You need to keep it quite taut, because otherwise you will actually end up with the wire overlapping back on itself. It takes a little bit of practice. There we go. That's what I was talking about. Now it's getting towards the end. It really needs to be bolted down, this thing. With thinner diameter wire, it wouldn't be putting so much pressure on if you wanted to move. But it's quite a thick, heavyweight jump ring. That's it. just get the saw started in there, and I will show you the close up of the coil. Right, let's give you a little close up of this, and then we will saw a couple off. Boom. So there we go. Pretty even coil there. Might be a little bit wobbly here where it started to overlap on itself. But yeah, great tool for getting a nice consistent coil of jump rings. The thinner the wire you're using, the easier it is to do. This is quite a thick jump ring, 1.5 mil. Right, let's get the sawing started. You have to take them off every few you go to. If you keep going, you end up putting a saw cut on the inside of the top ring eventually. 3 or 4 at this thickness is about all you're going to do. You've also got to be mindful that you're not sawing steel rod, because it's just going to blunt the saw blade basically. You'll probably do more harm to the saw blade than the mandrel trying to saw it. Right, that's what I'm going to do on this live stream. I like to keep the mandrel in just when I start the sawing, just because it's almost spring-like and you can start bending it out of shape. But there will come a point where it just won't stay in. When they're this long, it's just friction fitted in there. There's quite a lot of friction there holding that in. But there comes a point where it just constantly wants to fall out, at which point give up on the steel mandrel being in there to retain its shape. But obviously the shorter it is, the less chance you've got of bending it anyway. But when they're that long, just the pressure of the saw is quite easy just to bend them out of shape, and you're never going to get them perfectly back if you do that. So there's just a handful there. But yeah, sawing jump rings is a bit of a labour of love. If you've got to do a load of them, I can see why people are tempted to buy the tools with cutting discs, because yeah, let's face it, it's a boring sawing jump rings is a boring, tedious job. Even if you're experienced at piercings, using a piercing saw, you end like that saw blade's quite old in there, so but I will persevere with it despite it being blunt rather than putting it in. I generally only replace them when I break them, which the blunter they are, the more prone to breaking they are. Right, that is it. More sawing in the next one. Toodles.